Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to CarWow Canada, the channel where we cut through the noise and give you the real story on what's happening in the Canadian auto market. Now, before we dive in, I want to ask you something. Think about the last time you drove through a Canadian Tire parking lot, a Costco, or honestly just any suburban street from Vancouver to Halifax. What did you see? I'll tell you what I saw. RAV4s. RAV4s everywhere. And not just the older ones. The brand new 2026 model is showing up on driveways so fast that dealers are genuinely struggling to keep up. So here's my question to you right now. Drop it in the comments. Did you or someone you know recently buy or consider buying the 2026 RAV4? Because the numbers coming out of Toyota Canada are honestly shocking, even to industry insiders who thought they had this market figured out. We're talking about a vehicle that was already Canada's best-selling SUV for years, and somehow, the 2026 version is selling even faster than that. How does that happen? What did Toyota do differently? And is this thing actually worth the hype? Or are Canadians just buying it because the badge says Toyota? Stick with me, because we're about to break all of that down. Alright, let's get into it. And I want to start with a number that genuinely stopped me in my tracks when I first heard it. In the first quarter of 2026, Toyota Canada reported that RAV4 inventory at dealerships across the country was turning over in under 2 weeks. 2 weeks. For context, the industry average for SUV inventory turnover in Canada is somewhere between 45 and 60 days. So you're looking at a vehicle that is moving off lots roughly 3 times faster than the competition. That is not a small gap. That is a canyon. And the question is, why? Let's talk about what changed for 2026. Because Toyota didn't just slap a new badge on the old car and call it a day. The 2026 RAV4 came with a genuine refresh that hit Canadians right where they live. The exterior got a sharper, more aggressive redesign. Wider stance, redesigned front fascia, and LED lighting that honestly makes the older model look a bit dated by comparison. But here's the thing. Aesthetics alone don't move units at this speed. What's really driving the numbers is what's under the hood and inside the cabin. Toyota expanded the hybrid lineup significantly for 2026. The RAV4 Hybrid and the RAV4 Prime are now the 2 fastest moving trims at Canadian dealerships. And that should surprise absolutely nobody. Here's a question for you. How many of you have considered going hybrid or plug-in hybrid as your next vehicle? Let me know in the comments, because the data suggests a massive shift is happening in Canada right now. With gas prices continuing to punish drivers from Kelowna to Moncton, the RAV4 Hybrid's fuel efficiency numbers, we're talking approximately 6.0 liters per 100 kilometers combined, are resonating with Canadian families in a way that's hard to overstate. That's real money saved every single week, and Canadians are doing the math. The RAV4 Prime is the one that's really got people talking though. With an all-electric range that covers most Canadian daily commutes without burning a drop of fuel, and the security blanket of a full hybrid powertrain for those long highway runs up to the cottage or through the Rockies, the Prime hits a sweet spot that very few vehicles at this price point can claim. And then there's the practicality factor. Standard all-wheel drive across most trims, which in a country that gets the kind of winters we get, is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Ask anyone who's tried to get out of their driveway in Winnipeg in February with a front-wheel drive crossover. They'll tell you. Now let's talk about the Canadian buyer specifically, because I think this is where Toyota really did their homework. The average Canadian SUV buyer in 2026 is not just thinking about the purchase price, they're thinking about reliability. Over 5, 7, 10 years. They're thinking about resale value. They're thinking about what their insurance is going to look like. And on every single one of those fronts, the RAV4 has a track record that competitors genuinely cannot match. Power reliability studies, Canadian Black Book residual value data, insurance group ratings, the RAV4 consistently sits at or near the top. When you buy a RAV4, you are not gambling. You know what you're getting. And in an uncertain economy where Canadians are watching every dollar, that predictability is worth a premium. But here's where I want to push back a little. because I think it's important. Is the 2026 RAV4 actually the best SUV in its class? Or is it just the most trusted? Because there's a difference. The Honda CR-V, the Mazda CX-5, the Ford Escape, these are all genuinely competitive vehicles with real strengths. The CR-V in particular has excellent interior space and a refined hybrid system. The CX-5 drives better than the RAV4, full stop. So why is the RAV4 winning so decisively? I'll tell you. It's a combination of brand equity built over decades in Canada, a dealer network that stretches from Whitehorse to St. John's, and a resale value story that makes the higher sticker price easier to justify when you're sitting across from your bank manager. Canadians aren't irrational buyers. They're just doing math that extends beyond the showroom floor. Here's another question I want you to think about. And again, drop this in the comments because I genuinely want to hear your take. Do you think brand loyalty is the main reason the RAV4 is outselling the competition? Or do you think Toyota has genuinely built a better product for 2026? There's no wrong answer here, and honestly, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Let's talk about the trim lineup for a second, because Toyota Canada structured the 2026 lineup in a way that makes it incredibly easy for buyers at different budget levels to get into the vehicle they want. Starting with the base LE trim at a price point that keeps it accessible, moving through the XLE and XLE Premium, up to the Trail and the Limited. There's a RAV4 for a first-time buyer, saving for 2 years, and a RAV4 for the executive who wants a loaded, luxury-adjacent SUV without paying Range Rover money. That breadth of appeal is something very few vehicles can replicate. And let's not overlook the tech inside the 2026 model, because Toyota made real improvements here. The new multimedia system is faster, more intuitive, and standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are finally available, which honestly took long enough, Toyota. The driver assistance suite, Toyota Safety Sense, now comes standard on every trim, and includes features like proactive driving assist, lane tracing, and automatic emergency steering. For Canadian families putting their kids in the back seat for a 400-kilometer road trip, that safety technology stack matters enormously. So where does this leave us? The 2026 Toyota RAV4 is selling faster than expected in Canada because it isn't succeeding on one dimension. It's succeeding on all of them simultaneously. Design, powertrain options, fuel economy, reliability, resale value, safety technology, dealer accessibility, and brand trust are all firing at the same time. That's rare. That's what separates a good product launch from a historic one. Here's my final question for you today, and I want every single one of you to answer this in the comments. If you were buying a compact SUV tomorrow with a budget of around $45,000 Canadian, would the RAV4 be on your shortlist? And if not, what would you choose instead? Let's get a real conversation going down there. If you found this video useful, hit that like button, subscribe to CarWow Canada, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't let your next car purchase be a mistake.